Hello everyone, I'm Abbas and today I'm happy to have a chance to share my self-reflection on my culminating English assignment. This project was a very meaningful journey for me and I would like to walk you through what I appreciated about this assignment, the challenges I faced and the lessons I learned along the way. One of the things I liked the best about this assignment was how it allowed me to explore a real-world crisis through multiple perspective and critical lenses. By examining COVID-19's impact on East Asian, Black, and South Asian communities, I could give a voice to diverse experiences that are often overlooked. I especially appreciated connecting these modern stories to Elie Wiesel's Night because it made the analysis feel deeply meaningful and relevant. And using the feminist, race, and Marxist lenses all in one assignment helped me see how all these issues are all interconnected. Looking back, the part I enjoyed the most was making creative connections between the pandemic experiences and other stories or media. For example, I loved analyzing the I'm not a virus protest image for the race lens and linking it to the children's book, The Name Jar. That combination was powerful because both the image and the story highlighted the same theme of fighting stereotypes. I also really enjoyed incorporating Malala's Magic Pencil by Malala Yousafzai in the feminist lens part, because bringing her voice added hope and inspiration for the discussion of South Asian women's struggles. And finding all these cross text similarities and relating them into my slideshow was actually really fun. However, the assignment wasn't all easy, as the most difficult part was narrowing down my ideas and organizing all the information I gathered. I had so many compelling examples from the statistics of black essential workers to additional stories of prejudice that at first my content felt overwhelming. It was challenging for me to decide what to cut and how to keep each section focused. For instance, I spent a lot of time refining the Marcus Lens segment so the CBC News clip and Wiesel's quote worked together smoothly without jumbling up. Learning to prioritize my strongest evidence, and even though letting go a lot of extra detail was tough, it made the presentation more clear and more impactful. Despite those difficulties, I feel I was most successful at connecting each lens back to my central theme and to night in a clear, impactful way. I made sure each section, like race, feminist, and Marcus, included a quote from Wiesel's memoir alongside a modern example to show a theme. For instance, the comparison in the race lens between Yun Hai's name in the name jar and Elie Wiesel losing his name and becoming just A7713 worked really well together to illustrate how prejudice can strip away identity. Overall, I'm proud that I balanced literary analysis with real world evidence, creating a cohesive narrative about how crises like Holocaust and COVID-19 both can expose harmful injustices. This assignment also taught me some important lessons, like I learned how crucial it is to include diverse voices and perspectives when analyzing any event or story. By using these three lenses, I realized that the issue of racism, sexism, and the class inequality are deeply interconnected and often repeated in different forms throughout history. I saw clearly that the stereotypes and injustices in Elie Wiesel warned in a night, such as scapegoating and treating people as less than humans, surfaced again during the COVID-19 pandemic in Canada. This taught me that examining multiple viewpoints not only gives a fuller understanding of the topic, but it also reminds us that be vigilant about whose voice is missing and narrative we encounter. When I consider my overall performance, I would assess my work on this assignment as good. I put a lot of effort into my research and critical thinking, and I feel the final slideshow was original, informative, and heartfelt. Every part of the assignment supported my thesis and reflected my own voice, from the images and books I selected to the way I integrated Wiesel's memoir, which makes me feel confident in the quality of my work. But of course, still isn't perfect, as there are small areas I could improve on, such as creating smoother transition between sections. However, overall, I believe I did really good on this assignment, both on the content and the presentation part. One area I want to improve is the design and organization of my slides. While my analysis was strong, I feel like my visuals could be more polished and balanced, and learning how to use spacing, color, and layout more effectively would help my presentation look more cleaner and support my message better. This is a skill I want to develop so that my visuals could enhance rather than simply accompany my analysis. Finally, looking ahead, one goal I would like to focus on is continuing to apply multiple lenses and amplifying marginalized voices in whatever I study next. This assignment showed me the value of decolonizing my approach of literature and history, essentially always asking who is not being heard and bringing those perspectives forward. I want to carry that habit to my future assignments, assuring that I look beyond the obvious viewpoint and remember to question power dynamics, whether I'm analyzing a novel, a historical event, or like a current issue. And by doing so, I hope to keep growing as a critical thinker and honor the lessons that remembering and telling the stories about the injustice is a vital act of resistance. Overall, this assignment has been challenging yet rewarding experience that truly strengthened my understanding of how perspective and voice shape meaning. It pushed me to think more deeply about connection between the text, to be intentional with my interpretations, and express my ideas with clarity and confidence. Reflecting on my work, it allowed me to see not only what I have accomplished, but also how much I've grown as a thinker and a communicator. And at the end, I appreciate you taking your time to listen to my reflection, and I'm grateful for having the opportunity to share what I've learned.